start? Yeah, we're ready.
Hi, I'm Al Fosmo. This is Beth Eckner, our Chief Commercial Officer. Auxthera is developing Tremoxyl to address the #1 health issue facing our pets today. And like human beings, that's overweight, obesity. Over 60 million of our companion animals are highly overweight and obese, and that's causing them significant health issues and even shortening their lifespan. The weight loss foods out there are generally ineffective. They're very expensive. There's one drug product on the market today, it's Lentrol, and it comes with huge side effects. Vets are not prescribing it for those side effects. Tremoxyl is a unique solution, it's a proven solution. It works simply by reduction of size and number of white fat cells. It's like the holy grail for weight loss. And it's got the attention of a $2.2 billion veterinary product distribution company. We're ready for launch. We've got a great team assembled. We're seeking $600K to fund inventory and to drive market penetration. We estimate that 1/4% of our target population market penetration the first year will net 2.1 million post-tax income.
Could you say that percentage?
Take the next step if you have any questions.
Could you say that percentage again, please?
Pardon me?
What percentage will generate?
0.25%
Yes.
of our target population, of our target population will generate 2.1 million post-tax income first full year.
Yeah, thank you.
Ready?
All right. So I'm going to cover a couple points here real quick because you heard a couple of them, but 4 really important points. We are addressing the #1 health issue facing our pets, and this is coming from the American Veterinary Foundation. This is the oversight, the group of every vet practitioner in the country. And the numbers are big. 60 million obese and highly overweight. We'll get into a little bit more of the numbers and details. And there's no good solutions out there. They're either too expensive or they're a lot of side effects. And Tremoxyl is a proven solution. It works on a very unique mechanism of action. And importantly, it's ready for the market. And it's a pretty big market and a pretty big potential, a pretty big need. We talked a little bit about the need in obesity. So obesity is causing huge issues just in itself. High blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. It's reducing the lifespan of the pets. Pets don't live long anyhow. And then once you start taking a couple of years off their life because of obesity, it's really affecting the human side as well. There's a strong relationship between human health and pet health. And there's no good solutions. Vets are done, you can't just tell the people to feed them less. They've been trying that for years and it doesn't work. The overweight population keeps increasing. Dogs, 53% of the dogs are overweight. 57% of the cats are overweight. Big market. 161 million total dogs and cats in the U.S. Of the 161 million, over 50% are overweight. That's not our, that's a total addressable market, but that's not our population. What we think is our population is the heavily overweight and the obese. Those are the ones that have immediate need to reduce weight and have immediate effect on existing health issues. For example, osteoarthritis. 20% of the dogs over age 1 exhibit osteoarthritis. It's the #1 reason for euthanasia among dogs. Hugely complicated by overweight. The vet's #1 first starting recommendation for osteoarthritis, reduce weight. So it's a big need, big potential, big numbers. So when we haircut down from 161, past the 80 million overweight, down to the highly overweight, our target population is 59 million highly overweight and obese. So on a back and napkin calculation, 5% penetration rate. We're building, we're not GlaxoSmithKline or Pfizer. We're building penetration rates, starting small, building low. But in about 5 years, we expect to target 5% penetration rate. 5% of 60 million, roughly 3 million animals at $300 per treatment. That's a $900 million U.S. chain sales. Obviously, a portion of that goes to the vets, a portion of that goes to distributors, and we retain a portion. So, pretty big numbers here, pretty big potential. And no really good solution. So we talked a little bit about the one drug that's out there. It's Lentrol. It was developed for humans, and 25% of the animals have vomiting. 12% have diarrhea. Vets are not going to send their patients home to cause issues, after they leave the office. And, aggression. So this has got no traction, and the other really tough, difficult part of this for vets is lifetime treatment. Vets don't want to put their animals on lifetime drug to drop weight. That's not the solution for them. Weight control foods, they've been around for a long time. They're generally ineffective. There's getting to be a few of them that are starting to make some traction, but they're very expensive. And they become lifetime foods as well, because they interact with the body's metabolic process, and then the vets are finding that once they take them off, the weights just explode, so once they get them on there, they have to stay on. And that's also a big issue, because that requires the change in human behavior, that requires a change in food. People don't like changing their dog food. So the one benefit about Tremoxyl, because of its unique mechanism of action, they don't need to change the food. And it addresses really what you need. The real issue with fat and weight is the mesenteric fat pad that's around our organs. And Tremoxyl has been proven clinically to reduce the actual fat number and size of cells. A little bit about the Tremoxyl solution technology. So it was a serendipitous discovery. A lot of the discoveries are, some of the best discoveries are serendipitous. Certainly the tires you drive on, that was a serendipitous discovery, the vulcanization process. A chemist left a hot plate on, material left on it. Viagra, serendipitous discovery. Some would argue that's not a great technology, but certainly it was developed for high blood pressure, and serendipitously they found out that people didn't want to get off it. They kept calling back, hey, how can I get back on this? So serendipity plays a role in some important science. This was a serendipitous discovery in the fact that a scientist, a chief scientific officer, was using this compound as a control in a study. And he noticed that the animals on the control, significant weight loss, significant weight difference. And I guess the picture says 1,000 words. He went in and did a lot of additional research. He saw this, and being the inventor that he was, started tracking this down. He did multiple in vivo animal studies, and put it in a zuckerdiabetic fatty rat model. You can see the fat rat on the left with no Tremoxyl, the trim rat on the right. The important thing here is they had the same amount of food. They had the same amount of food. And this was part of his proof that we're targeting the fat. He weighed the fat pads on here, measured, took the fat out and looked at the amount of fat around the organs, and a significant reduction. The other thing that you need, so I do drug development. My whole life's been drug and biological development. And two things I need. One, I need to see that a product has a dose-dependent response. And throughout all these studies showed an incredibly strong dose-dependent response. You give X of the product, you should see X effect. You give 2X, you see double effect. You give 4X, you see 4 times effect. This is, in all my years of development, this is one of the most linear dose-dependent responses I've seen. And then the scientific side of me requires, that you put this in a controlled trial. The FDA's ultimate quality test is a fully randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled, independent clinical trial. And this product's been in that trial. It's been to the level of a phase 3 human trial. You need 2 human trials for FDA approval. This product's been through one trial at that level. As important as the science is, it's safe and effective. So this is amino acid-based therapeutic. It's high dose of an amino acid-related compound, water soluble. This compound has been studied in other human applications at high doses for schizophrenia. And we talked a little bit about its proven to reduce size and number of fat cells in the studies. So technically, it's a unique solution. A lot of scientific, $1.2 million in that background science went into the animal studies and the human clinical studies to get it to the point of intellectual property. So it's good science, but the product's good for both the vets and the clients. From clients it's obvious. A simple to use product. You put it on the food. Don't change food. It works auxiliary to the dietary components, so they're getting a double effect, one from Tremoxyl, one from controlled food. But for the vets, it's also good because vets are going through a changing world right now. You used to go to the vet office 20 years ago, and a large portion of income was derived from front office sales, foods, collars, flea spray, and now you've got the online taking the majority of that market away from them. You got the big box stores and online just killing the retail from veterinarians. So they've lost a lot of this. Because of the regulatory nature of this product and regulatory path that's going to the market, I can only bring this to the market under the authority of a vet. They've got to oversee it, they've got to dispense it, and they've got to watch the client's patients while they're on it. And so this product will never be found in a big box store, it'll never be found online, it will never be at the Walmart pharmacy. The loss of drug sales is a huge impact right now, and you're getting Walmart starting to sell the drugs that they used to have to buy from the vets on a daily basis. So it's good for the that's, and it's good for the clients. Simple and effective. We talked about works with any food, that's important, don't need to change the client behavior. And it's a vet tech administered program. So because it's a vet tech administered program, the average vet sees about 1,000 dogs a year. There's no way that they can administer a weight loss program and spend the time it takes to work with the human on this. You know, they haven't been able to do it yet, and they won't be able to do it in the future. But we've developed a program, a complete program, essentially a Weight Watchers for Animals program that's run by the vet techs. And the vets love that aspect. They love the fact that we've developed all the training, we've developed all the forums, we've developed a web application to do the whole complete weight program. In addition, you get the Auxthera therapeutic component sale, and the practice makes revenue. Make revenue that they're not going to lose. Average treatment 6 months, so they're going to get that revenue over the next 6 months. It's about $40 to $60 a month, depending on the animal size. So worldwide intellectual property, Australia, Canada, China, Hong Kong, Mexico granted, Europe and US pending. So we talked about the competitive products, and then we talked about Promoxo. And just some key attributes. Affordable, simple, limited duration is huge for vets. They won't prescribe Suntrol because it's a lifetime drug. Complete program, that means we not only give the drug, but we also give the dietary, the amount of feed, the snacking program, we give support to the clients on the weight loss side. Efficacious, no known side effects, Suntrol, huge side effects, huge issues there. And no food change, that's a pretty important one. And the unique difference is we're acting on the true issue, and that's the fact. Marketing is pretty simple. So it's simplified because we can only sell this through veterinary offices. So they will be the contact with the patients. They will be the ones providing the science to the patients. We'll have both non-exclusive distributor sales as well as direct sales from us, both internal and external sales. With a product of this magnitude, we've got a lot of leverage to go against distributors. A big distributor like Patterson Veterinary, $2.2 billion, they normally take products only on an exclusive basis. If you want to deal with us, we're going to be exclusive. We've talked to them and they say they would take an exception for this one, and because this product's got a lot of leverage. Launch strategy, we're going to launch in US first. Launch US canine first. We'll get into a little bit of launch, you'll see it in the numbers, but this is because dogs are easy. Cats, we've got to deal a little bit more. They have a little bit more of a challenge to deal with the metabolism of the fat, so we've got to come up with the right diet, the right program, and so we're holding cats off for a couple of years. We'll be doing some trials on cats to fine-tune the amount you need for each cat. We're starting with a controlled launch in Florida with a $2.2 billion Patterson Vet Center launching this, doing a soft launch. So soft launch is really built around, we're going to build a big boat. We're going to do a national launch, but before we build the big boat, we're going to build a small boat. We're going to test the materials, the program, the website, all of the client information, all of the feedback, and we'll do that in 3 centers in Florida. We'll do that in the Tampa area, we'll do that in the Gainesville, Jacksonville area, and then we'll do that in Southwest Florida. We've got a distributor identified in Southwest Florida that wants to launch it in the high-income, West Palm area.
So let's click just a little bit deeper on this particular slide, because if you think about marketing, it's not just about how to get a vet engaged on the notion of making a heavy dog lighter. It really goes to what are the points of urgency. So the more you call this marketing, the more you kind of trim it down, the more you get greater and greater points of urgency. So the reason why most vets will find an animal that's overweight and say, we really need to make them thinner, is because of what they know is coming. All the health conditions that are affected and made worse by being overweight or obese, osteoarthritis, all the things that Al was talking about earlier. So if you think about the number of vets, the number of dogs a vet sees, you start with 1,000 and then you say, okay, half of them are overweight, but then 20% of those that same number, that same total, 20% of them suffer from these health issues. So if you think about 1,000 dogs a vet will see, there are about 200 of them that have an urgent need, where the first action, the first prescription that vet is going to write is the prescription to lose weight. The problem is they just don't have anything to go to right now that presents a reasonable solution that fits the need for a vet, for an owner, and for the dog. So that's where the urgency comes in. That's how we would market and penetrate, right? So you get a vet and you get successful on a few urgent needs with some dogs that have some real health issues. And then all of a sudden you see expansion, you see penetration within a vet. Then you go from penetration intra-vet to inter-vet. And then when you look at just how the numbers work, the reason why they roll up so fast is the sheer number of dogs and the sheer number of vets. But it's the point of urgency that's really interesting with this particular condition.
And then good growth strategy, speaking of tremoxyl alone, expanded into Canada, feline, and started trials in 2017, national commercial launch in 2018, and then the Europe, Australia, rest of the world. I think one of the highlights of this team, this whole project is the team. I've been in development for about 25 years and worked on a lot of really high-quality teams and high-quality products, bringing orphan drugs from the translational science from preclinical all the way into phase 3 and commercial markets. And over those 25 years, I've run into a lot of really high-quality caliber team members. And what's really key to me is not the management team. The management team is strong, but the 8 people underlining this, the 8 people behind this, the manufacturing people that I have, the people, the scientists from Genentech, the manufacturing people from Medimune, the IT people that have built multiple commercial web pages. And so really, I'd say it's an A team. I think this is one of the few times in my life where I've run across both an A product and an A team, and hard to find. Paul Hasse, ex-president of Auxthera, the relationship, Beth Eckenrode, ex-chief strategy officer for H.J. Heinz. So it's a point of our life, I think, where it's great to build a company around a team that we just really want to work with on a day-in, day-out basis. Company overview real quick. Headquartered in Gainesville. I think that's important because we've got one of the world's leading veterinary schools here. We're going to run a very large observational trial. Part of our marketing plan is to reach out and get every vet in the country on this product for those immediate need products, and then get them into an observational database. We'll set up a call center at UF that'll be driven by senior vet students and senior pharmacy students, and to be part of the clinical trial enrollment program. So that's a way to both collect data, usable data, actionable data, and also to drive the marketing.